Morning guys, it's Friday, 7:30 a.m. So I just got done spraying some flake on these stretched swoop bags, factory lids. As you can see, the dew got to it, but no problem once I clear coat these. A couple things I wanted to show you is this extremely rough. That's just the way it is with the flake. This is HOK KK11 flake F20, I believe it is. So kind of a medium-sized flake. I'm getting ready to clear coat this. I'm gonna be matching this paint job. So it appears that I'll have to spray a coat of candy, one or two coats of candy over the red flake. Now here's the tip, here's a tip for you, is don't spray the candy on before. If this was a silver job and you were going candy blue or something like that, do the silver, play it smart, do the silver flake or whatever color, in my case red, clear coat it, sand it, and then you apply the candy. Never apply the candy with the surface real rough like this. So if you do, you're gonna end up having to sand it flat anyway, and when you sand it with 600 grit, you will see some of these red flakes will turn silver. So you're gonna end up spraying candy anyway. So if you spray candy in the first place, and then you have to spray candy again, you could overshoot the look that you're trying to achieve. So don't jump to finish it. Get it flat and then candy it. So I want to show this to you. This is the worst, this lid. You can see how the dew got to it. So once I clear coat it, this is what it'll look like. So we're gonna go ahead and clear coat these. And I'll put another segment on here. Once they're done, I'm gonna be putting some stripes on here. I'm not putting the bottom stripes. I'm just putting a stripe like this, so I gotta match. This is gold leaf. The customer didn't want to pay the extra for the gold leaf, so I'm gonna match something close up to it. So this should come out real nice. So I've done probably 50 Metalflake jobs at least. So that's a good tip for you guys. Clear coat it, sand it, and then do what you need to do. Candy it or re-clear it or whatever you need to do. So thanks for watching. Okay, I just got done clearing these. As you can see, these come out very, very rough. So no worries though, once I get it sanded and re-clear it, candy it and re-clear it, it'll be fine. But I do have a concern. It does appear that the moisture did not go away like I was hoping. So we do have a heat room. I'm gonna put these in the heat room and hopefully it dries. Or dissipates, I should say. The sides are fine because the dew got on the top side. So, and I do have a couple little specks, like right there. Now I'm really not too concerned with that, but because once I sand it and candy it, that will turn to a red. So we should be fine on that. So a couple other things, I sprayed these outside, even though I'm in a spray booth right now. I sprayed these outside because this flake will totally destroy a booth. So I sprayed them outside. I sprayed the black first, just a base coat. I did that yesterday. I took them out front. It's early morning, it's just base coat. So everything's fine. So there's no flake all over the booth. So I'm not gonna have paint jobs with red flake. So that works out good. So it didn't take me too long to spray the flake. Another thing, of course, before I clear coated these, I never tacked them off. So a little bit of dirt, it'll be fine. I did blow them off, but the tack rag's just gonna stick to it and it's not gonna do anything. So, but once I resand them and candy them and clear them, of course I'll tack them then. And another thing, as far as my flake mixture, I put probably a quarter of the jar of HOK KK11 flake in a base coat clear. And then I mixed that probably about 40% reducer. So you want a lot of flake, you don't want to keep just building it up with base clear and reducer. You want that flake to cover as quick as possible. I have about probably about 5 coats of flake on here. I wanted to cover the black as much as possible. Some of your hard candy Harley paint jobs, you can still see the black splotches through it. But this one was, you know, the fender I just showed you, that was pretty much covered. So I wanted to get this covered as much as possible. So I wanted to show you what it looked like after it's cleared. Like I said, you can see it's pretty rough. But as you'll see later on in this video, you'll see how good it comes out. Hopefully that moisture goes away. I'll be putting these in our heat room probably in about 20 minutes. Let it tack up a little bit. So stay tuned. Okay, good news guys. That blushing that happened the other day, that disappeared once I put it in the heat room. So what I'm going to do, it's clear coated, resanded, and I mentioned I was going to put a couple coats of candy over it. So I'm using KK11 House of Kolor concentrate, and I got about a ½ ounce of that KK11, a couple ounces of base clear, and then the rest reducer. And I'll be coming in here into the spray booth, and as you can see, they're clear coated and resanded. Came out nice and flat. We didn't get them completely flat, and the reason is because I'm clearing them again anyway. So I gotta sandwich that candy in there. You don't want to put candy over this and then start doing graphics, because that candy will actually bleed into the graphics. It'll give it a pink hue. Dye is different than regular toners, so you got to make sure you seal that in with some clear. So anyway, you can see how flat it is. It looks real good. It's just a little bit lighter than the fender, but this candy coat that I put on here, a couple very light coats I'll put on here, will catch it up to the fender. Clear coat it, resand it, we'll be good to go. I'm going to take a short video after I get them cleared. So I just want to show this to you. Okay, it's about a ½ hour after the previous segment. As you can see, they came out very, very nice. I brought the fender in here to show you how close this is now. That candy really made it nice and rich looking. I didn't put much on at all, probably 2 very light coats. There's the fender. There's the bag. So I got them clear coated. We're going to resand these. I'm going to do some stripes to match as close as possible. This will be the last part of this video, because basically I'm just doing the stripes. I mainly wanted to do this video to show you how I do a flake job. So the main key here is, if you're doing candy over flake, do not do the candy directly over the flake. Clear coat it first, get it flat, then candy it. So that's a good tip for you all, because when I first started, I screwed up Metalflake jobs, because when you sand it, you'll see little silver flakes here and there. That's because you went through the candy, or went through the flake coloring. So another little short tip for you. As you saw, I did mix up some candy. I showed you pretty much a approximate ratio. Well, if you want to see how potent your candy is, just do a little test on a piece of white paper. So I knew right there that was a light coat. So if I did 2 light coats, that was going to get me exactly where I wanted to go. So if this was just a Metalflake job without any stripes, all we do is wet sand and buff these. I normally would put 1 more coat of clear on there too. So these, it came out real nice though. So anyway, if you learned anything, hopefully some of these tips helped you out. Appreciate a thumbs up, subscribe, because I got more how-to videos, tip videos. I own a custom shop, so I do all kinds of cool stuff. A lot of matches, a lot of special effect colors, candies, all sorts of stuff. So appreciate a thumbs up. And until next video, we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Okay, I didn't plan on adding this segment, guys, but since I haven't made up the video yet, and we're completely done, including wet sand and buff on these parts, I figured I'd show you the outcome, including the graphics and the wet sand and buff too. So this is our color match, our reference, and this is how it came out. One thing I want you to notice is in the original stripe, I thought it was gold leaf at first, but it's actually some sort of special effect, so I got something pretty close. If you look real close, it's kind of spotty looking. And also look at the flake, see how that came out? Came out very nice. So I added graphics to the back of the bag. The rear fender has the same sort of graphic on it. So I'll stand back a ways and show you what it looks like. All the parts. You can see that candy red that I applied earlier. Really makes it look nicer. So that'll come off. So it makes it look richer. I brought it to the same depth of this. So overall, came out very, very nice. I added these graphics as an extra for the customer. I took a picture of his tank when he dropped off the bags. He rode his bike over here, took off the bags. So anyway, thought you might like to see the final product. And again, thanks for watching. Thumbs up and subscribe. I appreciate it.